Okay, in 2 weeks, so I got here's my calendar, so to speak, and has the weeks on it. Just kind of imagine that. And so when I want to talk about in 2 weeks, it's in the future. You could do this in 2 weeks. You'll see them both ways. And if it was 2 weeks ago, then it's 2 weeks ago, or last week, or next week, because you're going into the future. You could do that, but this is used for, I don't know, you could do that, because it doesn't look like university to me, because that's university, and it goes around in a different direction. But anyway, you can do in 2 weeks or in 2 weeks. So anything that's your calendar, and you have your 2 hand shape, and you're going into the future. But you will see both. So in 2 weeks is Mother's Day. We should know the sign from Mom. Mother's Day. Now, many people are going to travel. We have our Bent V. We travel. They can drive. They can fly to visit Mom or grandmother, whichever one, you kind of gather the family, maybe gather at the house. I don't know if they do that anymore, but back in the day, people would travel and all gather, maybe like at the grandmother's house, all the children and the grandchildren, and so then you're celebrating all the moms that are there. So what is traditional? So most of the time there's a dinner. Most of the time they take them out to eat, so they don't have to cook or clean. So you can go out to eat. You can have lunch or dinner with a D, or even S for supper. Or you can say we're going to go out to a restaurant. So our hand shape, restaurant. Remember, this is napkin, restaurant. So that's the sign for restaurant. And then you may have to spell the name of the restaurant, because a lot of restaurants don't have a sign unless they're like chain, and you don't want to take your mom to McDonald's. So, take them out to dinner or out to eat at a nice restaurant. Or my grandmother, she liked going to a cafeteria. But anyway, it was good food, and everyone had their own choice. So that's probably why, you don't have to cook a whole bunch or just order one meal. You would have these choices. Anyway, so, and that's normally on a Sunday. It's always on a Sunday. So we already know the sign for Sunday, but let's just review it. So this can be the sign for Sunday. And then in the South or Texas, it's Sunday. So you can do this way, but don't truncate it. Give it the whole Sunday, gist for it. So Sunday. It's on Sunday, and you may want to get some flowers for Mom, or a bouquet, right? We have all those flowers that kind of open up. Many people will get a plant, and this grows, right? So you can say plant, but I see it more and more, and it is very initialized, so it is more English. You have your K hand shape, upside down is a P, and you still have your pot of soil, and the plant comes up. So I do see that from people who I normally see, like traditional ASL. I have seen plant from them instead of just, because this is like bushes outside or whatever. So they'll distinguish, oh, I got a new plant and whatever. So they will do that where it's coming, you can see it coming up, right? But you go to the P, but it looks like sometimes those flowers that go up and go out, whatever, lilies or whatever they are. So that's what it kind of looks like. So you can do that. So, and then many people will get like a new dress, like they do for Easter. They'll get a new dress for Mother's Day. Or also maybe you want to get a gift. Now, like give and present and all those kinds of things. People say giving it to you, but I'm just going to give it to you. But a present is a gift. So it is the 2X hand shape, and you start here and then you go out because you're giving it to that person. So she had many gifts, right? So if I'm going to give you a gift or many gifts, it's like gift, 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 right? Or I'm going to give you a gift. So that happens as well. And so normally you do something special for Mother's Day. If you can't go and visit your mom, maybe you might want to call her. You know, this is very old-fashioned nowadays, especially with the cell phones, but I still use it to call on the phone. But I've also seen people, you know, I'll call you, call me, and I think that's universal. And I think people understand that. But this is very ASL. It's an old sign for, you know, because it's on the line, right? All the signals on the line. I'm sure that was telegraph, and I do have done that for telegraph. But this is to call. This is to call someone's name, but with the cell phones, you know, you might want to say, "Oh, I'll call you," you know, or you call me. So, you know, you could do either one, and that would be understood by everybody, so I don't think that would be an issue. And so what else about Mother's Day before I don't want to go on and on and on, but and many people will get a card, and you just do a shape, because most of the time it is at this shape, but that's kind of awkward trying to do, unless you want to specifically mention what it looks like. But just to get a card, it's more like you're drawing an index card, or a card where it's that landscape orientation. A lot of times you'll get cards that way, or you'll get cards that are the portrait. But unless you want to specifically describe the card, I would just do card, because that, you know, or, you know, get a card, or get a card. This is an old sign for card. I mean, not real old, but you may not see it, but this is also a card, but that's also like a deck of cards, like you're getting cards out to play cards. But it's the sign for card, right? Card. I mean, it's still the concept of a card. So neither one of them would be wrong, and neither one of them would be misunderstood. So, and then some people would just say, "Oh, I just put money in it," or a gift card. How about that one? A gift card in a card. Or you could say a gift card in a card. You can play with the language. It's fun. And so, you know, I don't know what other traditions that people do for, you know, Mother's Day. Sometimes it's just pretty simple. It's just a visit, you know, talking or going out to dinner, maybe a gift. But it's just because normally, you know, kids grow up and they don't get to see their mom, and you can buy her like chocolates if she likes that, or the fruit, strawberries, you'll see that one. They're pulling the green tag off, you're biting it, and then you're pulling it with that green, the top part. Or chocolates, that's my favorite. Or you know, you can get candy. So, you know, you can say chocolates if you want to, but say candy. Oh, I'm going to give her, a Visa gift card in a card, and some candy. Oh, what kind? Oh, I don't know. What is her favorite? You know, chocolate, or, you know, fruit, or whatever. Or you're just like, oh, well, she's trying to be careful what she eats. Okay, well, you know, let's get some fruit and some nuts or something. So you might want to just kind of play around with some of those signs like that you would do for Mother's Day. But a lot of people, it's mostly just giving them a break and letting them know. You might want to give her a kiss on the cheek. So kiss, so you have your hand that you write with is flat O, and you kind of kiss it, right? You know, or I'm going to give her a kiss on the cheek. You could do that, you know, kiss on the cheek. You know, that's home, right? So kiss on the cheek. Or you can give her a kiss. So in a hug, right? And you can say, this is a very casual way to say I love you in the deaf community, because I think I've already mentioned that this also can mean, oh, take care, like when you're leaving when you're you've been visiting and you leave, they go, oh, you know, and it is an I love you sign, but it's more like, I care about you, be careful, I'll see you later, all those things that we said when we say goodbye, you know. Be safe, you know, love you, be careful, but it's not that I'm in love with you, right? Or love you like, you know, a mother to a child or something, you know, a family member, somebody that's really close to you, or a really good friend. And so you could also say, I love, when you have your S hand shape, love you. I love you. And so that's showing intensity, right? The more intense that you do that, I love you, right? You could do it that way. This is more of a careful one. You know, be careful, that type of thing, casual. And this is more, you know, I love you is more of a, you know, a closer relationship. So you can use all those. Anyway, practice all these. And so it's because it's before Mother's Day, right? 2 weeks before. So instead of 2 weeks ago, we don't want to do that. We want to do 2 weeks before. So it's in 2 weeks. So practice. I will see you later. Bye.